hear me? Yes, you can. Last time I started a stream, you could not hear the words coming out of my mouth, and that was pretty bad. Alright. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to thy stream. I'm yet to set up the things. I always start the stream before I set up the rest of it. Oh well. Okay. Here we go. Hello, everybody. It is not PSAT. We're not sophomores anymore. It's SAT day. Oh my goodness. Well, my SAT is only in a week. This is simply my last stream before then, so it's our last opportunity on stream to get a practice test in, which is why we're doing it now. Hello, everybody currently in chat. People are already rolling in. Hello, hello, hello. My chat will start rolling in when the chat decides to roll in on the screen. Not much I can do until then. As you can see, my camera's still not great. I still don't have like the best camera in the world, but we're working with what we have. Oh, one thing I didn't do is set a timer. Oh, I'm pretty sure Blue Book has a timer. So actually, when I go here, yeah, I can remove the timer. I can just get rid of it. Here's a practice test we'll be taking shortly, but not quite yet. I want to talk to chat, talk to everybody. How we living, everybody? How is our SAT prep going? I'm sure everybody here is, at least in the US, is preparing for their SAT. I know we have a few non-US students that are enjoying their lives free of standardized testing. But yeah, I have my test next week, Wednesday, the 18th. I just searched the rules for logarithms because I kind of forgot them, and I'm sure it'll come up. Oh, it's very similar to cosine and sine rules. Okay. Yeah, we're chilling, we're chilling. Okay. Hello everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm very much not looking forward to what's about to happen today. Mainly because I'm very used to just doing my homework. And I still have homework today as well. It's not like I don't have homework to do. It's just that I do need to practice at some point for the SAT. I keep calling it the PSAT. And this is my time to do that. For some reason, my chat's not showing up for me, which is a problem. But, I don't quite know what to do about that. So I do see chats rolling in. Do you have any tips for getting a good grades? I want a 4.0. Well, for getting a 4, I mean, it really depends on the teacher, right? Like, different teachers, like, some have extra credit opportunities, some are really test-based, some are really, work-based. I would say the main thing is, like, don't fall behind. Because, like, last year there was a point in time where I fell a little bit behind, in my homework, and I was, like, a week behind on math, and it tanked my grade. So, like, whatever you can do, like, whatever you can do to match your teacher's expectations, the better. I'm seeing more chats pop up, and I still don't see them on my screen here, but don't worry, I see them, so we're chilling. Diddy, I don't know what to call you. You have a weird username, but hello. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna get started shortly once this timer goes up. I do have the thing ready to go and all that. I do have my testing here. But yeah, I do want to know, I have done pretty minimal studying. I do have, let me bring it over here actually. I do have a book for prep. I bought the Princeton Review book. And so I've started going through it, and I've done some practice questions. I've done some like concept reviews, mainly in English, not so much in math. But there is still stuff that I'm not up to yet, so stuff I have to do in the next week. And then I also want to save some of this book for my test in June, because I'm also taking the SAT in June in case I don't do that well this week, which I don't know what to expect, so I mean, I don't know. But I do still want to have the same books. I don't want to have to like re-study with different things, but we'll see. As for my PSAT score, I got a 1350 or 1300. I don't remember exactly. I can pull it up here. How do I find it? College Board. I can't screen share College Board for you guys because I don't want to show all my information on stream. In case anything pops up that's not stuff that should be shared with the world. But I do want to share my PSAT score before we go. Keep in mind the PSAT is out of less. I think it's out of only 1520 instead of 1600. So the number is a bit more elevated than it sounds. But for this one, how do I find my scores? Home maybe? Oh, scores. Here we go. Scores. Scores home? We'll show it here. Where to find my PSAT scores on College Board? Because I do want to find them to post them in the chat before we get started today. Just for the sake of having them. Student score reports. Okay. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Yeah, okay, I got a 1300 on the PSAT, which is out of 1520. So, let's see how much that is out of 1600. 1300 divided by 1520, and then that times 1600. It's equivalent to a 1370 about. So not the best in the world, definitely can do better. It's slightly lower than my school average. My school average is 1310. But I am in the 91st percentile in my state, so pretty solid on that part. And that was in October of 2025. So we shall see how I do today on an actual SAT, not a PSAT, which I don't know if it's more questions or not. It's definitely more, what's it called? Definitely more points, is what I meant to say. The chat's going slower today, which is fine. I was expecting more people because it's an SAT, but that will probably pick up as I actually start. So I should probably actually start the test rather than yapping for so long. Overgrad gives you an estimate of what you get on the SAT? Really? How do I find that? What do you mean estimate? How would it know? Overgrad.com. Sign in. How would Overgrad know what I would get? It doesn't know me. It doesn't know my abilities. Where on Overgrad do I find that? I'm logging into Overgrad right now. Again, I'm not screen sharing, so I don't want to share anything. But, you don't know. Okay. In my future? Admissions insights? GPA prediction? Well, that's based on, that's GPA, it's not SAT. Hour analysis? Graphs data, no, your college's full report. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know where I would find that. Yeah, because it's just showing me my... It's just showing me my current PSAT score on here. It's not showing me what it thinks I'll get. It just shows you on the homepage? On the homepage, it shows you, here's what I think you'll get on the SAT. It's kind of insane. Dashboard. Oh, it does say that. Okay. Projected SAT. I see. But that's not accurate because I'm going to do better. Like, I'm just going to study. So I don't know why. It's kind of weird to, like, say projected score when, you can always study and do better. With that, I think I'm gonna get started. There's no reason to keep this train moving. So with that, I'm gonna pull up the study music we're using for the day. Well, actually, let's get accustomed to this. Wrong tab. Here we go. I really hope it stops being a box after a little bit and moves to being more normal shaped. If I go next here. Oh, it started. Okay, here we go. And it's still a box. Now it's not. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Can I pause it? Is it possible? Is it possible to pause? No? Okay, it's not possible to pause. So I'm going to move myself really quickly Chat's not showing up here for, I don't know why, but it's okay. So I'm gonna move myself here. I'm gonna move chats here. That's not chat. This is chat. There we go. 1 second. I know my time is ticking, but just to get this out of the way, then chatbot will be like here. Okay, there we go. And then for some reason it's not. Hold on. For some reason you can't see all of it. Ah, my time is ticking. This is really bad. Can I pause? I don't know how to pause it. Okay, well. I'm saving and exiting. I'm saving and exiting. Okay, there we go. So I paused it. I just want to make sure that I can show you everything. And for some reason, my taskbar is in the way. Like, it's not full screening. So I do want to really quickly do this. Because on the Windows 10, it was really easy to move it. Can I... There we go. So now if I go here, it should cover the whole screen. It still doesn't. Why doesn't it cover the whole screen? Okay, whatever. I'm just going to do this. Okay, I think we're good. So now, with that, putting the music on and getting started, I'm also going to type in chat really quickly that I'm not... I will look at and talk to chat during breaks. And then I'll pin that. How do I pin it? There we go. Okay, getting started now. Goodbye. Not looking at chat anymore. Alright, can I get my practice tests in progress? Resume. Here we go. Although critics believe that customers would never agree to pay and to pick their own farms, such concerns didn't aggravates or should hinder his efforts to promote practice. Yeah, there we go. How many questions are there? 27. Okay. The artisans of the Igun Emerald Guild in Benin City, Nigeria, typically blank the bronze and brass casting techniques that have been passed up through their families. They typically... But they don't strictly observe every tradition, so I'll probably adhere to, because these are all like experimenting, but this is something they don't strictly observe, so here they are like pretty strictly observing, except for that. Yeah, there we go. Set in a world where science fiction tropes exist as everyday realities, Charles Yu's 2010 novel How to Live Safely in a Science Fiction Universe traces the time traveler's quest to find his father. Because the journey at the novel's center is so blank with the time, reader often wonders whether the pair will ever be reunited. Fruitless? Because it's not inspirational. It could be haphazard, but I feel like a weird way to phrase it. I want to say fruitless. In a 2019 study, Jeremy, whatever that name is, and colleagues found that the single-celled partisan centaur Rosielli not only uses strategies to escape irritating stimuli, but also switches strategies when one fails. This evidence, if protozoans specifically changing their minds, demonstrates single-celled organisms may not be limited to rudimentary behaviors. Some economic historians blank the 19th and early 20th century households in the United States. Some historians blank that, in the United States experiencing an economic scale when it came to food and purchase, they assumed that large households spent less on food per person than did small households. I don't know what this word is. Some economic historians blank that. It's not questioned. I'm very confused. It might be questioned. Some economic historians questioned that in late 19th and early 20th century households in the U.S. experienced economy of scale when it came to food purchases. I assume that large households spent less. I'm going with questioned, but I'm unsure about this, but I have to move on for time's sake. The following text is adapted from Karel Capek's 1920 play Ruhr, translated by, what does answer mean? One robot can replace 2.5 workmen. The human machine was terribly imperfect, had to be removed sooner or later. It was too expensive. It was not effective. It no longer answers the requirements. It no longer fulfills the requirements. According to the text, why would a helicopter be built? In 2014, Amelia and her team at NASA settled to build a helicopter capable of flying on Mars. Because Mars' atmosphere is only 1% dense as Earth, the air of Mars would not provide enough resistance for floating blades. I've seen this before. I think I've read this before. 5 years, or at least I've heard the story before. Quant's team tested designs in a lab that mimicked Mars' atmospheric conditions. The craft the team ultimately designed can fly on Mars because the blades are longer and rotate faster than those in a helicopter of the same size built for Earth. Why would a helicopter built for Earth? Because the, not the gravity, not that, different atmospheric conditions, that's what I was looking for. There we go. Hold on, something just appeared on my screen. Sorry, one moment. Where's the test? Okay, here we are. In West Africa, Jollies have traditionally been keepers of information about family history. Sorry, I should read the question first. I'm going to start reading the question first. I feel like that's more helpful. What choice best states the main idea of the text? In West Africa, Jollies have traditionally been keepers of information about family histories and record of important events. They've often served as teachers and advisors too. New technologies have been changed some aspects of the world today, but Jollies continue to be valued for knowing practices. No. This. Which choice best states the main idea? Following text is from that. Sorry, I should probably read it. Following text is adapted from Jack London's novel Call of the Wild. Buck is a sled dog living with John Thornton. Okay, in Canada. Thornton alone held Buck. The rest of mankind was as nothing. Chance travelers may praise or pet him, but he was cold under it all, and from a too devastated man who would get him walk away. When Thornton's partners, Hans and Pete, arrived in the longest of the raft, Buck refused to notice. Buck is a dog, right? Yeah. Buck refused to notice them until he learned they were too close to Thornton. After, he tolerated them in a passive sort of way, accepting favors as though he favored them by accepting. I mean, it's this, right? But it's also this, but it's mainly this. So, I'm going with that. The Souls of, which quotation most likely should be? Souls of Black Folk is a 1903 book. In the book, Du Bois suggests that upon hearing black folk songs, he felt an intuitive and sometimes unexpected sense of cultural recognition. Maybe. No. No. Intuitive and unexpected sense of cultural recognition. Well, it's actually this, because it says intuitive and sometimes unexpected, and this is what that is. Because this is more vague, and this isn't related, so it's actually is B. Oh, I always like me a good graph, not followed by a paragraph, though. Which choice most effectively uses data from the graph to complete the example? What is this? Percentage of Ondo State... I'm worried about the time. The time is freaking me out here. Percentage of Ondo State small-scale farmers who are female. North, Central, South. What? Percentage of Ondo State small-scale farmers who are female. By main crop grown. So this is only for small-scale female farmers. These are different crops in different areas. Sure. Surveyed small-scale farmers in 3 local conditions: mountainous, unurbanized center, and coastal terrain. Talk about their practices and their typical crops. And then farmers crops being especially prominent in the cultivation of crops. Even constitute the majority of farmers' crops. For example, yes. Well, it's only talking about South Ondo. It's only talking about Central. Yeah. No. I think it's this. This is what's most helpful. But data from the graph has to be accurate, is what I'm noticing now. Non-roots, which is black, in the north and the south. That is true. So it's that. Okay. Things keep popping up on my screen. Okay, scholars have noted that Scott Fitzgerald... Which choice most logically completes the text? Scholars have noted that Scott Fitzgerald's writing were likely influenced in part by his marriage to Zelda Fitzgerald. The many don't recognize Zelda as a writer in her own right. Indeed, Zelda authored several works herself, such as the novel Save Me the Waltz and numerous short stories. Thus, those who primarily view Zelda as an inspiration for Scott's writings... Sorry, I didn't comprehend any of what I just said. Scholars have noted the rise about the infant part of his marriage to Zelda. They don't recognize Zelda. Zelda authored many works. Thus, those who primarily view Zelda as inspiration... No. Yes. No. I think it's this. Because this talks about the misrepresentations. Which choice most logically completes the text? Herbivorous sauropod dinosaurs could grow more than 100 feet long and weigh up to 800 tons. And some researchers have attributed the evolution of sauropods to such massive size to increase plant production resulting from high levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide during the Mesozoic era. However, there's no evidence of such significant spikes in carbon dioxide levels coinciding with relevant periods of evolution, such as when the first large sauropods appeared, when several sauropod lineages underwent further evolution towards carbonism, or when sauropods reached their maximum known sizes, suggesting that... Wait, what was this? However, there's no significant evidence of spikes. Okay. When several... suggesting that it's not that. Yeah, that doesn't depend on it. I was looking for that answer. Which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of English? Known for her massive photorealistic paintings of African American figures floating or swimming in pools, Glaucia Garcia Rawls was the logical choice. Yeah, I don't need to add anything. Okay, I like these questions. These feel the most like common sense to me. In 2010, archaeologist Noel Igdalotan was visiting the 12th century temple of Angkor Wat in Cambodia when he noticed markings of red paint on the temple walls. Was visiting 20th century in Cambodia when he noticed markings of red painting on the temple walls with the help of imaging techniques. Oh, but with the help of the techniques, he discovered the markings before. Yeah, so it's period, because this continues a different senses and train of thought. Are the rest of these going to be like this? Can I check? They won't, actually. Yikes. How many more questions like this do I have? What about 21? It goes for a little bit, which I'm pretty happy about. Cheng Deng and her colleagues at the University of Washington recently ran simulations to determine the extent to which individual snow grains physical properties affect the amount of lighting. There we go. The Mission 6 initiative, which was approved by Congress in 1956, represented a major investment in the infrastructure of overburdened national parks. It prioritized physical improvements. It's like a period, so it's this, because this is the most period thing. This is basically a period. Yeah. I mean, parks and works is just a run-on sentence. So, I mean, both, I think, fit the convention of English. This is just like a run-on sentence that nobody wants. Which I don't know if that's what conventions means, so I guess. The progressive era of the United States... Oh, we learned about this, like, last week in APUSH. The progressive era of the United States witnessed the rise of numerous black women's clubs, local organizations that advocated for racial and gender equality. Among the club's leaders was, because we're talking about singular person. Yeah. because the rest of these are for several people. Eli Einsberg, a genetics expert in Tel Aviv University in Israel, recently discovered that cephalopods, ocean dwellers that includes the squid, octopus, and cuttlefish, have a genetic ability. So it's not this, because it ends in a comma or dash. I think it's this. Cephalopods, comma, ocean dwellers that include... I mean, I guess you could put this here. What about this? Cephalopods, ocean dwellers that include... This actually works better, I think. I like this more, so I'm going to use this. I don't know the exact grammar for when to use an M dash, so... We'll see if this was right or not later on. Can you see your answers on a practice test? Is it possible to look back and see what I got right and wrong? Because I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not. Oh well, I'll find out at the end. A model created by the biologist Luis Valente predicts that the rate of speciation, the rate at which new species form on an isolated island approximately 5,000 kilometers from the nearest mainland. What? The model created by biologist this person predicts that the rate of speciation, the rate at which new species form on an isolated island approximately 5 kilometers from the mainland, will be triple. Predicts, because it's in the future. This sentence doesn't make sense on its own. A model created by biologist Luis predicts that the rate of speciation, the rate at which new species form... Okay, so I'm just gonna get rid of this. The rate of speciation on an isolated island will be... Triple, yeah, it will be. I'm tripping for no reason. Transition. Award-winning travel writer Linda considers the background research she conducts on destinations featured in her travel books to be its own reward. In fact, Farron admits to finding research on the planet which is fascinating and engaging as exploring a location in person. Yeah, that makes sense. While researching a topic... Oh, what is this? Which choice most effectively use relevant information to accomplish this goal? Okay. While researching a topic, student has taken the following notes. An Indian-born woman in short stories published this book. Central character in a novel is a woman living in the 20th century United States. Another central character is a woman living in the 17th century. Okay. Want to introduce the novel to an audience already familiar with this, so we don't have to say who she is. Or that she published this. So... in addition to her novel... This is wrong. This feels right. No. No. So this is the only one that's left. Okay, same thing. Students want to research the present... I have 5 questions in 14 minutes. I'm like going way too fast. And you can slow down. The student wants to present the study and its findings. This dinosaur was flying reptiles that existed millions of years ago. 2021 study analyzed fragments of dinosaur jaw bones located in Sahara Desert. She was initially unsure if the bones belonged to juvenile or adults. She used advanced microscope techniques to determine if the bones had a few growth lines. She concluded the bones belonged to juveniles. She wanted to present the study and its findings. That doesn't have the findings. Doesn't have the findings. That doesn't have the findings. This has the findings. So there we go. Okay. Trinidadian author, The Lonely Londoners is one of the most celebrated novels. He published a novel in 1956. It's about a group of men who immigrate from the Caribbean to Great Britain after World War II. Some of the Lonely Londoners characters also appear in Salvin's later novel, Moses Ascending. Students want to introduce the person and the novel to a new audience. This could be good. No. No. No, no. This is the only one that like actually talks about who he is and what the book is about. So there we go. I like that. I've never seen this type of question. This type of question is good. I wonder if it's later on in the book, because in the book that I'm using to study, in this one, I haven't actually like seen these type of questions, but they're kind of fun to answer. Researching for a topic, students take following notes. 7 species of sea turtles exist today. Only 7 is kind of crazy. 5 sea turtle species can be found in the Atlantic Ocean. One of those is the Kemp's Ridley sea turtle. Scientific name is that. Another one species is the olive ridley. Scientific name is that. Students want to emphasize the similarity between the 2 sea turtle species. Which choice most effectively is relevant information? This doesn't have both. This, maybe. Yes. That's not helpful. This talks about the names, and the names are kind of similar, but I think it matters more that they're found in the Atlantic Ocean. So I'm going to talk about this because this feels more relevant. Because the names are kind of irrelevant if you really think about it. Okay, in 2019, Emily Shepard and colleagues in the UK and Germany studied the effect of winds on auk's success in landing and cliffside nesting sites. They found as wind conditions intensified, the birds needed more attempts in order to make successful landing. When the winds was still, almost 100% of landing attempts were successful. In a strong breeze, 40% were successful. In near gale conditions, I've never heard this term before, only 20% were successful. Okay. Want to summarize the study? Nope. Maybe. Not really. If we needed multiple attempts. Maybe. This is better. This is much better. This actually talks about everything. It's not very specific, but it's a summary anyway, so I think this is better because this only talks about the 20%, and this doesn't talk at all about the conclusion. Neither does this. So there we go. All right, final question. We ended kind of early, which I don't know if I was supposed to take more time on this or what, but anyway. Did my music end? Shall I refill my music? It did. There we go. There's the music back. Okay. Here we go. Abdul was awarded 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. Congratulations. Maybe Trump tried taking it from you. Gunnar was born in Zanzibar in East Africa and currently lives in the United Kingdom. Many readers have signaled out that Guran's 1994 book Paradise for Praise. Signaled out, not signaled out. Paradise is a historical novel about events. The student wants to introduce Paradise to an audience unfamiliar with the novel and its author. Okay. Paradise and later on. Was born in Zanzibar. It doesn't really talk about the novel all that much, but sure. I guess this doesn't talk about the book either. No, it talks about this, so it's probably not that. No. Yes, because this talks about both the book's about and who he is. Yeah, there we go. So that's all the questions. I don't think I need to go back and check anything. I guess I could if I wanted to, but I don't think it's that bad. I think like I can take a gander, but there's nothing like I wanted to like look back at specifically. Let me just remember. Fruitless, I felt fine about. It could be haphazard, but I think it's fine. Cool. This question I was iffy about. Some economic historians question that late 19th and early 20th centuries households in the U.S. experienced an economy of scale when it came to food purchases. They assumed that large households spent less on food per person. It might be surmised, because question doesn't really make sense. Question doesn't really make sense, regretted definitely doesn't make sense, and control doesn't really make sense. So I think it's surmised, which I don't know what it means, but we'll work with it. Okay, I think we're back. Wi-Fi's having some issues. Today is not the day for Wi-Fi to not work. I would really appreciate Wi-Fi working today. My timer's already running, so I'm a little worried and I want to go get started, but just... can I please have Wi-Fi? I'm not using my phone today. I feel like if I was using my phone, I'd have much more of an issue, but no, I don't. So I think I will just instead move on. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Sorry if it's gonna be like choppy. Not receiving enough video to maintain this. Okay, you guys can kind of see me, so it's okay. I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, lost a minute there, but I think it'll be okay. Module 2, here we go. I didn't know it was immediate back to back. Okay, here we go. In studying the use of external stimuli to reduce the itching sensation caused by electrical reaction, Louis Ward and colleagues from the White Hormuz applications of vibrational warming can provide a temporary distraction. Such blank stimuli. You do this practice round. Perfusion. These words are getting harder, so I'm going paucity and moving on. I'm guessing at this point. This is already bad. I'm gonna do really badly in this test. I should probably study more. Whether the reign of a French monarch such as Hugh Capet or Henry I was historically consequential or relevantly uneventful, its trajectory was shaped by questions of legitimacy and therefore cannot be understood without a corollary, which we learned in A-push means like amendment to. Understanding of the factors led the monarch to blank is right to hold it in the first place. Buttress, which means to support. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Researcher Hasong Jung led a 2020 study showing that individual acts of kindness can blank pro-social behavior across a larger group. Jung and her team found that bystanders who witness a helpful act become more likely to offer up to somebody else, but inspire others. Can foster. Yeah, fosters the environments. Which choice best describes the function of the line sentence? Okay. Following text adapted from Indian Boyhood, 1902 memoir. In the text, Osea recalls how women in his tribe harvested maple syrup during his childhood. Now the woman began to chast the trees, moving leisurely among them, axe in hand, and striking quick as a blow, to see if the sap would appear. The trees, like people, have their individual characters, some really few, others more reluctant. It portrays personality. Not really. No. Well, I don't know. I don't really like any of these answers. The trees, like people, have their individual characters. Some were ready to yield up their lifeblood, while others were more reluctant. Now, one of the base and tree. I guess. It's definitely not this. Not this. I guess it's this, because it's not only talking about the people, it's talking about the trees as well, but sure. Charlotte Bronte's 1847 novel. The narrator works as the governess at Thornfield Hall. I went on my day's business tranquilly, but ever and on vague suggestions kept wandering across my mind every time I quit Thornfield, and I kept involuntarily framing advertisements and pondering projections about new situations. These thoughts I did not think to check. They might germinate and bear fruit if they could. Yes. Definitely not. Not fulfilling. Determination. But it's not really determination because it's like she doesn't think to check it. She doesn't want it to happen. So internal analysis. Yes, I'm going to go with that. Overall structure of the text. Okay. Musician who's also a painter. Oh, I know Joni Mitchell. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Joni Mitchell? Musician Joni Mitchell is also a painter whose images she creates for her album covers, as ideas of her music. For her album cover, Turbulent Indigo, 1994, Mitchell painted a striking self-portrait that closely resembles Vincent van Gogh's self-portrait of Vanished Year. This image calls attention to the album's title song, in which Mitchell sings about the legacy of the post-impressionist painter. In that song, Mitchell also hints that she's a strong artistic connection to Van Gogh. It is reinforced. Claim about Mitchell and then gives examples. Yes. No. 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 So it's the first one. Which choice best underlines the sentence? Okay. A study by a team including finance professor, vegetarian, suggests that exposure to sunshine during the workday can lead to overly optimistic behavior. Using data spanning from 1994 to 2010, using a set of U.S. companies, the team compared over 29,000 annual earnings forecasts to the actual earning forecasts later reported by those companies. The team found that the greater the exposure to sunshine at the work 2 weeks, the more the manager forecast exceeded what the companies. That's actually funny. I wonder if that's true. I'm sure it's true. These all seem real. That's really funny. It summarizes the results. No. Yeah, summarizes the results. Was right. Why would the author of Text 2 most likely say about Text 1's characterization of the discovery of AGR? This is a new type of question for me. Not for, like, I've seen this question before, but on this test it is. Most animals can regenerate some of their body parts, such as skin. But when a 3-banded panther worm is cut into 3 pieces, each piece grows into a new worm. Researchers are investigating this feat partly to learn more about humans' comparatively limited abilities to regenerate, and they're making exciting progress. And especially promising discoveries that both humans and panther worms have a gene for early growth response, EGR, linked to regeneration. That's cool. While this person and her team reported that panther worms, like humans, possess a gene for EGR, it caused excitement. However, as the team pointed out, the gene likely functions very differently in humans than in panther worms. This person had likened EGR to a switch that activates other genes involved in regulation of panther worms, but how this to object humans remains unclear. It is reasonable given that nope. Overly optimistic, yes. Unexpected. It is unexpected given that no. It's unfairly dismissive. No. Yeah. Oh, this is strange. Which choice must likely use the data? Oh, it's another data. Okay, it's just given in the form of a table now. Okay, so there's individuals, there's their years active, and number of films known and commonly credited. Okay. Some researchers studying indigenous actors and filmmakers in the U.S. have turned their attention to early cinema, particularly the 10s and 20s, when people like James Young Deere, Dark Cloud, Edwin Corey, and St. Clear, known professionally as Red Wing, were involved in one or another numerous films. In fact, so many films associated with this era have been lost that counts of those 4 figures output should be taken as bare minimums rather than their totals. It is entirely possible, for example, that Dark Cloud acted in significantly fewer films than Sinuar. No. Edwards' 47 credited acting roles include only films made after 1934. No. St. Cyr acted in far more than 64 films, and Edward Quarry. This is possible. Yeah, it's this, because it's saying that it's entirely possible that there's more. So we need more than that. Okay, we're making progress. I'm getting a bit tired here as well, both in my voice and in my brain, which is not a good thing. I'm gonna be moving fast in this SAT. Sorry, let me just rub my eye. My eye's been like itching me all day. I don't know what happened. Alright, get me a drink of water. Have me continue. Which finding, if true, would actually support the claim? Okay. Mosasaurs were large marine reptiles that lived in the Cretaceous period, approximately 100 million, 60 million years ago. These three people examined oxygen 18 isotopes in mosasaur tooth enamel in order to calculate likely body temperatures. Determined that mosasaurs were endothermic, that is, they used internal metabolistic processes to maintain a stable body in a variety of ambient temperatures. They claimed that endothermy would have enabled mosasaurs to include relatively cold polar waters in their range. I need to support their claim. Body temperatures easy to determine. I can't. These are hard to read. It's so boring as a science thing. My eye is annoying me again. Dude, my eye can't be doing this to me right now. My eye needs to be locked in. Yo, my eyes. Okay, I've already spent a minute on just this question. Most stars' likely body temperatures are easy to determine from tooth enamel data than the body temperature of non-endothermic. I mean, I guess. Fossils of both mosasauric and endothermic reptiles have been roughly found in equal number of regions. Nope. Several mosasaur fossils have been found in regions known to be during the poles, while a few fossils of non-endothermic were found at locations. We need the opposite, I'm pretty sure, from that. So that's going to be a no for that. During the electricity period, sewer waters were likely higher, including the pools and seawater. What? I guess. I'm going with D. I think that's wrong. I'm going to go with it anyway and come back if I have time. Which choice best describes data from the graph? This I swear to God, if this I continues to be an issue, I'm going to be so mad. Sorry, pop-ups again. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we're back. Let's continue. Considering a large number... What is this? Average number of individual reportings directly to CEOs. Okay. Considering a large sample of companies, economic experts, those people assess the number of managers and leaders from different departments who regularly reported directly to a CEO. According to researchers, scientists across the years, there's a growing interest among CEOs in speaking with their departments in their companies. That looks to be correct. Best described data from the graph. Average number of managers reporting to the CEO didn't fluctuate from the 19195 period to the 2008 period. No. Average number of managers reporting to CEO was the highest in 1996-1991. Nope. Average number of department leaders reporting to CEO was greater than the average number of managers reporting to CEO. 3 periods studied. Yes. The average number of department leaders reporting to CEO rose over the 3 periods. That is also true. Both those two are true, but this one talks more about this. He's talking about a growing interest connected to their departments. So, this one. Even though they're both right. Which finding, if true, most directly weakened the claim? Okay. Given that the stars and planets initially form the same gas and dust in space, some astronomers have posited that host stars such as the Sun and their planets in the solar system are composed of the same materials, with the planets containing equal or smaller quantities of material that make up the host star. This idea is also supported by evidence that the rocky planets in our solar system are composed of the same materials as the Sun. Now we need to be against that. Most stars made of... That doesn't tell me anything. That's the same as the claim. Evidence emerges that the amount of iron in rocky planets... That's true. The method of determining the composition of rock planets is one of those effective. It doesn't matter. It's C. Oh, holy long. I hate when you have to scroll to see all the answers. Like, I can see all of them, but the fact that I have to scroll means they're long answers, and I hate long answers. Okay, I'm actually low on time. This is really bad for me. Which, if true, most support the journalist's claim. When attending a school in New York City in the 1980s, this person encountered few works by African artists in exhibitions, despite New York's reputation as one of the best places to view contemporary art from around the world. According to the arts journalist, later in his career as a renowned culture and art historian, this person sought to remedy this deficiency not by focusing solely on modern African artists, but by showing how their works fit into larger context. Okay. No. 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 Organize the exhibition not to emphasize a particular aesthetic trend, but to demonstrate the broader range of photography. I think it's this. Because he's talking about a larger context, and this would be a larger context. Yeah. This feels right. Well. No. It says not only modern artists, and this slide, I think it's actually going to talk about World War II, which I think is better. Yeah. Alright, moving on. Which choice... Oh, okay, now we're back to grammar. Thank goodness. One challenge when researching whether holding office challenges a person's behavior is the problem of ensuring that this experiment has an appropriate control group. To reveal the effect of holding office, researchers must compare those who have held elective office, people who do not hold elective office, but who are otherwise similar to the office holders. Such researchers are unable to control which politicians win elections. They therefore struggle to find valid data, I guess. Can only conduct valid studies of people who have previously officers or presently hold office. No. Should select a control group who differ from office holders. I mean, like, no. Will find it difficult to identify a group that can function as a control group. I think it's this. Yeah. Why are they all at the end of the sentence? Why is module 2 harder than module 1? Why am I lowering on time? Compiled in the late 1500s, largely through the efforts of indigenous scribes, this thing is the most important collection of poetry in classical whatever, the principal language of the Aztec Empire. The poems portray Aztec society before the occupation of the empire by the army of Spain, and marginal notes of that indicate that much of the collection's content predicates the initial innovation. Nonetheless, some of the poems contain arguable references to beliefs and common customs in Spain during this era. Thus, some scholars have concluded that while potentially, no. Well, attributed to and coincidence are antithetical to each other. So, yeah. So it's probably that. Which choices make sex? Okay, to humans, it does not appear that the golden orb. To humans, it does not appear that the golden orb weaver spider uses camouflage to capture its prey. Rather, the brightly colored arachnid seems to wait conspicuously in the right. Prey. Rather, yeah, 2 commas. Bonnie Bertardi of NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory studies data about Saturn rings. Has been studied? I mean, it just depends on the tense. Bonnie Bertardi has been studying data about Saturn's ring collected by a spacecraft when she made an interesting discovery. Oh, I see. When she made an interesting discovery. Was studying data... Okay, yeah, it is was studying. And also let me turn the music back on because the music fell off for some reason. Back to here. Okay, here we go. Let's continue. 13 minutes for 8 questions. Okay. On July 1854, a clipper ship named the Flying Cloud entered San Francisco Bay, having left New York Harbor under the guidance of Captain... a mere 80 days. I mean, it's a long sentence. Having left New York Harbor under the guidance of his wife and 80 days, the celebrated ship set a record of... I think it's just a period. Yeah. Bengali author of this book, a volume of English traditions and French poems, has enhanced scholars' understandings of transnational multilingual context. Has enhanced. Yeah. Hegra is an archaeological site in present-day Saudi Arabia and was the second largest city in that kingdom, 4th century BCE to 1st century BCE. Archaeologist Layla Neem recently traveled to Hegra to study its ancient tombs. Ancient tombs built into the rocky outcrops of the desert. Yeah, I think it's just that. Study its ancient tombs built into the rocky outcrops. Yeah. Well, it could. What if it's a comma? Archaeologists recently traveled to Hegra to study its ancient tombs built... Oh no, it's a period. Ancient tombs. Built into the rocky outcrops of the vast desert, these burial chambers seem to blend seamlessly. It's a period. Okay. In 1937, Chinese-American screen actor Anna May Wong, who had portrayed numerous villains and secondary characters but never a heroine, finally got a starring role in Paramount Pictures' Daughter of Shanghai, a film that critic Santa Noon claims... I think it's just you continue it, right? Chinese-American screen actor Anna May Wong, who had portrayed numerous villains and secondary characters but never a heroine, finally got a starring role in Paramount Pictures' Daughter of Shanghai, a film that critic Santa Hyun claims expanded the range Yeah, I think it's just straight. Yeah. Arctic Alpine Botanic Garden in Norway and the Rio de Janeiro in Brazil are two of many botanic gardens around the world dedicated to growing diverse plant species, both native and non-native, fostering scientific research and educating the public about plant conservation. Okay. Around the world dedicating to growing diverse plant species, both native and non-native, fostering scientific research. Comma both times. Diverse species, both native and non-native, fostering scientific research. Yeah. The Babylonian king Hammurabi achieved much during his 40-year reign. 40 years. He conquered all of Mesopotamia and built Babylon into one of the most powerful cities of the ancient world. Today, however, he is mainly a member for a code of laws. Yeah, however. In her poetry collection, Thomas and Beloit, Rita Dove interweaves her titular characters' personal stories with broader historical narratives. She places Thomas's journey in the American South to the Midwest in the early 1900s with the larger context of the Great Migration. Blank, Dove sets events from Bigelow's personal life against the backdrop of the Civil Rights Movement. Thus, she places in the early 1900s with the larger context of the Great Migration. Because these are two different people, Thomas and Beloit. So similarly, Dove sets events from it's a backdrop of the Civil Rights Movement. Yeah. When designing costumes for film, American artist Sushrod Larb typically custom fits the garments to each actor. Blank, for the film Sunrise, in which astronauts must breathe and fitness, he designed a golden spacesuit. Thus, for the film Sunshine, in which astronauts... Likewise, for the film... thus makes more sense, because likewise is like another example, but thus is like what happens because. All right, last question. It's actually kind of annoying that almost every of the last questions, I guess except for this one, is like a which fits best in the sentence, because then what happens is I'm struggling, I'm like rushing through all of them, and then I have all these easy ones. So I wonder if it's in the future, it's better for me to read each question before I go. So that way I don't end up like rushing and then having like 5 minutes when I finish. Anyway. The thing again, this type of thing. Astronomers estimate the number of comets orbiting Earth Astronomers estimate that the number of comets orbiting the Sun is in the billions. 81P Wild is one of many comets whose orbits change over time. Orbit once lay between the orbits of Uranus and Jupiter. The comet's orbit is now positioned between the orbits of Jupiter and Mars. Wants to make and support a generalization about the orbits in orbits of comets. General statement. Okay. Yes. No. No. Because it's talking about a generalization. I mean, make and support. So it wants to support it as well, though. So. This is just wrong, but this is also wrong. What about this? A comet's orbit around the sun may change over time. The orbit comet... I think it's actually this. Because this has two things, this only has one, but this actually supports it, and this doesn't really support the generalization, so... Okay. With that, I was a little more careful with this one, even though I was kind of rushing. I didn't want to have to go back, so I made sure the answers were the ones I liked. So I think I'm good to submit. Does that mean I get a break now? Because last time I thought I would get a break, and then I went straight to the next one. There we go. Alright, chat. That is the English section done. Alright, let's move back here. How we doing, everybody? How we freaking doing? Let's turn on some more fun music. Alright, hello everybody in the chat. Let me just quickly change the time so the time refreshes. Can the time refresh, please? Hello. There we go. Hello, hello, hello! Chat. My chat's here somewhere eventually. It'll appear at some point. Hello, everybody here. How are we doing? Alex Brizzy in the chat. Hello. If you want a 5.0 watch study guide 6.0 video, that's what I'm talking about. Why did I get some of the easiest vocab of the 21st century? Are you serious? That did not... I guess for the most part it felt easy. I haven't taken a full SAT practice, so I don't know what it's supposed to be. Is it supposed to be harder? Because I would quite like it to be that level of simplicity during my essay as well. But also, like, it didn't feel super easy. It felt like a, you know, like a mix of easy and difficult. So I would certainly like it to continue that way. Hey guys, I'm a YouTube creator. Best wishes to the owner. Hello, Mishti. I wonder if you're still here. Hello, welcome to the stream. Are you, do you also do, like, study stuff? Or what is your channel about? Cat's Lucky, as always, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's English session 1 and 2, then a 10 to 15 minute break, then 1 and 2 of math, then you're done. Okay, so this is my only break. I currently have this much time left on my timer. This is just wrong. It's 5 minutes less than this. 5-ish minutes less than this. For the math, I am going to get out a piece of scrap paper, because I know I'm going to need it. I don't know if I'll need multiple, but for now I just have the one. I need to get a good pencil as well. Think this is good? This is a good pencil. Hold up. This is a good pencil. Look at the sharpness on this pencil. And the eraser as well. Pretty solid, pretty solid. I'm liking what we have working with here. If you don't mind me asking, what's your average score? This is my first essay practice that I've done this year. This is my first ever practice like SAT. I've done PSATs before, of which I got a 1360 and a 1300, but keep in mind that is out of 1520 and not 1600, so it's not the best scores in the world. But yeah, on PSATs I've gotten 1300 and 1360. This is my first real practice SAT, not PSAT. It's funny though, they're different. I don't know why they're different. But I will reveal my score here at the end. I don't know how long it takes to, what's it called? I don't know how long it takes to get a result. Like, I don't know if I have to wait a few hours. Because if I have to wait a few hours, I'll just let y'all know next stream. But my plan is to tell you guys now. Like, if it comes out, like, if I only have to wait like 5 or 10 minutes for the results, then I'll just wait it out. Because I still want to do my Wordle and Pips to end off the day as normal. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking my messages. I don't know, are we allowed to use our phones, during the test? Not during during this break. I assume not. I assume you can't, like, check your phone in the middle. So I probably shouldn't be checking my phone. I should probably just be... Okay, guess. Yeah, okay. I assume you can't check your phone. Because, like, for the AP exams, you're technically not allowed to. But almost everybody in my school does anyway. So, you know. Real questions whether or not I've been practicing. I said this at the beginning of the stream. I got this book a little bit ago. It's the Princeton Review, which I use for APs as well. But I've barely done anything. I've done such little studying. It's actually so bad. I've done maybe an hour of practice with this book. And I haven't done any practice yet. So I'm pretty fresh. I'm definitely going to spend a lot of this next week studying. Because my SAT is a week from now. Yeah, my test is on Wednesday the 18th. Exactly a week from today. Oh, a week from today I'll be done, I guess. But you get the concept of what I mean. So, yeah. If I get a bad score here, it'll definitely be a sign to lock in. If I get a good score, I mean, it just means that I'm doing better than I thought, because I don't think I'm going to do that well on this test. We'll find out. I'm sure you guys have a better sense of how I'm doing, because you guys can actually see. I'm going to go grab water. You guys can enjoy this timer. I'll be back in 3 seconds. For reference, one of my school's AP tests got terminated sometimes in front of the city. That's crazy. I'm fairly certain that people in my APs had phones in their pockets. Like, they had phones in their pockets, and during, like, the break, they'd go to the bathroom and check their phone. I doubt anybody cheated, because it's kind of hard to cheat with a phone in a break, because, like, you can't really go back, and you can't really, like, you don't know what's going to be up next. But I guess you could search stuff up in the middle. But either way, like, there wasn't that much cheating, I assume. I'm going to grab water. You enjoyed the timer. I'm back. I'm live and alive. Yay. I don't know why the chat's not working. I have a whole chat box right here, and it's just, like, not working, but oh well. No, they don't like phones because they can share answers people in the next time zones. Oh, wait, that's so smart. Because California has their tests later, and then we get out when they get in, so you don't have that time period to share answers, but you would be able to if you have your phone during the test. I see. That's smarts. Okay. I'm really not looking forward to this. Keep in mind, I'm way better at English than I am at math. Technically on the PSAT that I got a 1300 on, it was 650 for both. I don't know how that happened, but typically I'm much more of an English person than I am a math person. One, I never took geometry, so I did self-study geometry for the state exam I had to do for New York, and then, like, I've picked up more as I took Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc, but it is one of my weaker aspects, geometry. But also, in general, like, I'm a law major, like, I have an affinity much more towards English than I do towards math. 1300 in PCA is amazing. This is where I think the fact of the school that I go to comes into play. Because, like, I go to a school that's, like, specialized, and so everybody's there is, like, very, you know. And so the average PSAT score was a 1310 at my school, so I was technically below the average. So, I know nationally 1300 PSAT is good, but, like, I really want a 1500 or above SAT score, so there does have to be some studying happening for that to occur. What math am I? I'm currently in pre-calc. What people currently do, like in New York, is they take Algebra 1 in 8th grade, then from there, geometry, Algebra 2, pre-calc. But I used to live in New York, so I messed up my whole schedule. So in California, I took Math 8 in 8th grade. I took Math 1 freshman year, which means I skipped geometry. So then I come to New York having done Math 1, which is like a weird mix of everything. So then I have to take Algebra 2 while self-studying geometry for the exam. And you also need to know geometry for Algebra 2 and then pre-calc, so math has been a fun adventure for me. But it's okay. I've been self-studying, I've been catching up, so it's definitely not my strongest suit, but I'm doing it. Should have everything covered by pre-calc. I would say having pre-calc done would make the math portion so much easier. Thing is, I'm also bad at pre-calc. Like, my average test grade in pre-calc is like an 80. So, it's by far the worst I've done in math, like, ever. I averaged 80 for the test. So, I'm not even done with pre-calc, but the last time I took this PSAT was at the very, very beginning of pre-calc, and now we're taking the practice SAT, so we will see how much math screws me over. The one main tip I know is never to spend too long on a question, so if there's ever a question I don't know, I am just going to flag it and move on and hope for the best, because I'd rather be guessing questions I don't know than guess questions I do know at the end when I have time. So, with that, I'm going to be cutting this music short, putting back on our study music. Here we go. And with that, we're going back into our thing. How good are you with Desmos? Oh, I don't know. I know you can use Desmos here, but I don't know how well I am with it, so. Well, you can tell me how well I do on Desmos or not. Okay, goodbye, chat. I'm going back to studying. Or not studying. Back to doing the test. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. If x equals 7, what is the value starting off very easy. The list of values in x and y, which statement compares the direct mean of the data x and the mean of data y. The mean of this, oh, I can use a calculator, right? I don't know why I didn't get a calculator out. Oh, I don't have a calculator. I don't have my graphing calculator. Is this a graphing calculator? Never mind. I have a graphing calculator. I'm a little slow. I actually couldn't find it for a second. Okay, what is it? 5 plus 9 plus 9 plus 13 divided by 4 is 9. And then 5 plus 9 plus 9 plus 13 plus 27 divided by 5 is 12.6. Oh, it's just asking what's greater. I know y is greater. Yeah, there we go. I don't know why I didn't need to do all that. Right triangles PQR and STU are similar, where P corresponds to S. Okay. If the measure of angle Q is 18, what is the measure of angle S? 180 minus 90 minus 18 is 72. So 72 degrees. A rocket containing 467,000 kilograms of propellant before launch. Exactly 21 seconds after launch, that much kilograms of propellant is left. On average, how much propellant and propulsion burn per second? Okay, so 467,000 minus 362,105 equals that, and then you divide by 21, which gets you 4,995. There we go. Systems of equations. What's the value of x and y? Sorry, I didn't turn my do not disturb back on my phone. Value of x plus y. Okay, x equals 5. I can write that down. X equals 5. Y equals hold up. Y equals negative 7 plus 3x. X equals 5, so plus 15, so 8, so y equals 8. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. Nice. What is this? Oh, you have to write in the answer here. Okay. Okay. A certain apprentice has enrolled in 85 hours of training courses. The equation this represents the situation where x is the number of on-site training courses and y is the number of online training courses. He did 85 hours of both. Okay. How many more hours does each online training course take than each on-site training? It takes 5 more hours to do the online, so just 5 versus 10. There we go. Square x is a side length of 12 centimeters. The perimeter of square y is 2 times the perimeter of x. What is the length in centimeters? Okay, so if the side length is 12, then that means that it is 48 for the whole side. The perimeter of square y is 2 times greater, so it's 48 times 2. And then divided by 4 because it's 1 for each side. So the length in centimeters of one side is 24. There we go. This is really easy. I'm expecting this to be really easy and the next one to be really hard, but theoretically I'm doing well on this, which I'm happy about. I'm just going to make sure I'm not blocking anything. Okay, because I know that I wasn't blocking anything for the other one, but maybe this. Okay. Here we go. Back to that. The given function g models the number of gallons that gasoline that remains from a full gas tank after driving n miles. According to the model, how many gallons are used to drive each mile? 0.05 gallons per mile. If the absolute value of 4x minus 4 equals 112, what is the positive value of x minus 1? Okay, so assuming it's positive, 4x minus 4 equals 112, so 4x equals 116. 116 divided by 4 means that x equals 29, so positive value is 29 minus 1, which is 28. I don't know what the negative is, but I'm not going to figure that out. That's too much work. The given equation relates the positive numbers b, x, and y. Which equation correctly expresses x in terms of b and y? Okay, so what you do is you multiply y to both sides, so it's 11x equals y over 7b, and then you want to divide both sides by 11, so you're multiplying by 1 over 11, so you end up with x equals 7 what? Yeah, x equals y over 77b because you multiply this side by 1 over 11. This table shows 4 values of x and their corresponding f of x values. There's a linear relation to x of x and is defined by the equation f of x equals mx minus 28, where m is a constant. What is the value of m? Okay, so this goes up every 5 is, well, 137 divided by 82. So every 5, what? Oh, minus, sorry. 137 minus 82. And then that divided by 5 means that every 1 goes up 11. And x is 11. That also means that... What? Well, let's find for 0. Let's find for x equals 0. So when x equals 0, it's 82 minus 28, and then minus 10 times 11. So the answer should be negative 56. I'm pretty certain about that. Can I flag questions here? Is that possible? Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is right. I'm just going to come back because I did that really quick math and that might be wrong. The given expression is equivalent to bx cubed minus 11, where b is a constant. What is the value of b? Okay. I'll have to do actual math. Okay. I wish you can't really see the scrap paper that I use, so you're going to have to bear with me here. 3 minus negative 4x cubed plus 8 equals b x cubed minus 11. So we're going to add, so then you get 5x cubed minus 3 equals bx cubed plus 4x cubed, and then it's plus 8 minus 11, so it's minus 3. Which means that b plus 4 needs to equal 5, so b should equal 1. Right? Just confirming. Yes, b equals 1. Right? Sorry, let me just double check. Yeah, b should equal 1. Okay, the point x53 is a solution to the equations on the xy plane. Which of the following could be the value of x? I can just plug these in. Negative 9, 36. Wait, sorry, what? Oh, y equals 53. Okay, so negative 9 is negative 36. 53 minus 36. 17. 17 is less than 18. This works, so I don't think the rest of them will work. Negative 5 is negative 20. Anyway, that does not work. 5, it has to be a negative number, so these won't work either. Yeah, so it's negative 9. Bacteria are growing in a liquid. This is the PERT thing. Bacteria are growing in a liquid growth medium. There were 300,000 cells per milliliter during an initial observation. The number of cells per milliliter doubles every 3 hours. How many cells will be per milliliter in 15 hours? Okay, so it's 300,000 times doubles every 3 hours. What? Oh, doubles every 3 hours. So I can just I don't even have to do any of this. I can just do times 3 5 times. What am I doing? Right? So I just times 2 to the power of 5. Which gets me 9.6 million? Yeah, okay. I don't have to, there's like a whole mathematical equation that we learned in Algebra 2, but I didn't have to do that. I could just do it the easy way. Okay. I'm doing incredibly well on time. What the hell? The graph gives an estimated number of catalogs Y in thousands. The graph gives the estimated number of catalogs Y in thousands. A company sent to its customers at the end of the year, where X represents the number of years since the end of 1992, where 0 is 0 less than X greater than 10. Which statement is the best interpretation of the y-intercept in this context? Y-intercept was the amount in 1992, no? No. No, it's thousands. Yeah. Estimated over count it was 9,000. Yes, this is right. Which expression is equivalent where x and y are positive? Man, I don't know. This I don't know. This I actually don't know, so I'm going to come back to it. Because I just don't think I know this. Well, to be fair, I know it's one of these two, because I know it's this format. If I do 4 to the power of 1/2, does it get me 2? It does, which means that it's this outside number is the denominator, which means that it's this. I'm fairly certain that's right. Because what I did was 4 to the, if you do the square root of 4 is 2, and 4 to the power of 1/2 is also 2. So I think that the outside number here has to be the denominator, so it's 9/7. I'm pretty sure. Population of city A increased by 7% from 2015 to 2016. 2016 population is K times the population, 2015 population number. What is the value of K? 1.07. Yeah. Which of the following statistical equations has no solution? Well, this is x equals 3. It's not this. This? What? Well, here x can equal 0. Here x can equal 0. Here it doesn't work because the constants are different, so it's this. I learned to always check for, like, they trip you up on when x equals 0. In both b and d, x just equals 0. The first term of a sequence is 9. Each term after the first is 4 times the preceding number. If w represents the nth term in the sequence, which equation gives w in terms of n? W represents the nth term in the sequence. So, for example, if the second sequence is going to be 36, then 3 times 4 to the n is right. No, n minus 1. Because it'd be like, for just 1, it'd be that, so it'd be 0, so it'd be 9. And then for 1, it'd be, for 2, it'd be 2 minus 1, which is 1, which is 4, which is 36. D is right. The minimum value of x is 12 less than 6 times another number n. Which inequality shows the possible values? The minimum value of x, which means x could be greater or equal to, which doesn't make it this or this, 12 less than 6 times another number. So 6 times minus 12 is the minimum number. That one. Because this is 12 more than negative 6 times the number. So yeah, this. The side lengths of right triangle RST are given. Triangle RST is similar to another triangle UVW, where S corresponds to, what am I reading? The side lengths of the right triangle RST, okay, this is, yeah, are given. Triangle RST is similar to triangle UVW, where S corresponds to V, T corresponds to W. What is the value? I'm going to draw this out. Oh my god. Did my music die on me? Is it back to more music time? Let's put more music back on. Here we go. Okay, we're done. Okay, so I'm drawing a triangle on my thing. We have 52 is the hypotenuse, and then it doesn't matter between 20 and 48, which is which. It could be either. As long as the hypotenuse is the longest one. Okay, so that means that RS is 20. So RS, and then ST is 48, and then RT is the long one. Got you. Now, UVW is the same thing. Similar. Yeah. So then U, where S is V, T is W, and that means that R is V? No, it's U. What is the value of tan W? So 48, 20, 52. Tan is x over y. Or SOHCAHTOA, opposite over adjacent. So it's 20 over 48. So 20 divided by 48 is also 10 over 24, which is 5 over 12. This one. Yeah. Fairly confident. This is where we get into geometry, where it's like I never took geometry, so I'm never going to be 100% certain, but I'm fairly certain it's 5 over 12. I hope. The graph 9x minus 10x translated on 14 cm plane. What is the x-coordinate of the x-intercept? Okay, well, I'm just going to freaking Desmos that. 9x minus 10y equals 19. And then it's translated down 4 units. So just minus 4. So then the x-coordinate of the x-intercept. Ooh. I don't like that. I don't like that it's giving me like a weird number. Oh my god. So how do I do that? How do I do this here? Okay, so we have to do it to the nearest thousandth. Got you. So I'm going to do, let me just make this smaller. I can't make it smaller. That's great. Great. What is the x-coordinate of the x-intercept? So it's telling me it's just 2.556. Is that how it wants the answer? 2.556. Yeah. There we go. I think that's right. Or maybe I need to solve it algebraically, because y equals 0 for the x-intercept, so it's 0. So it's 9x equals 19. So divide 19 by 9, and you get a similar number that's not the same. No. Ugh. Because my thinking here is, right, like y equals 0, because it's the x-intercept. So what you're left with is 9x equals 19. But you do 19 divided by 9, and my calculator is telling me it's 2.1111. But when I take this, and I shift it down 4, then I get that. What if I shift it down 4 on this side? Does that make it the right answer? No, it doesn't. So which one do I believe? Oh, no, 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 no. I think I have to do it algebraically. Because I could have messed something up here, but the algebra is not wrong. Like, the x-intercept will always be y equals 0. Therefore, for x, I just divide both sides by 9. And 19 divided by 9 is 2. Unless this calculator's wrong, but I don't think this calculator's wrong. If I go to a scientific thing and I do 19 divided by 9, I get this. So I think I'm gonna do that. And hope for the best. And I'll be really annoyed if it ends up being 556. Okay, I flagged one question. I flagged 2 questions. Oh, because 16 I just didn't know. For 11, oh, I did the fast math here. I have the time to do the slow math now. What is the value of m for that? No, I did it right. I don't know why I'm tweaking out about it. I'm fine. Oh, I just opened a tab I didn't want to open on my computer. I accidentally opened Discord. I didn't want to open Discord. Okay, now I closed it. We're chilling. Okay, and then on to the last thing for number 16. This was right. I don't know why I marked this, because I knew this answer. Like, I guessed it a little bit, but I got it. Okay. I'm leaving my answers as they are. This isn't cheating. I'm going to check chat, because when I click next, it's going to take me directly to the next module. In real life, I will have 14 minutes to chill. So I'm not going to chill for the entire 14 minutes. I'm just going to check chat. I will not move my answer from this. It is not cheating. How cooked am I? Oh, it's a lot of typing. Prepare to take off. Welcome. Read the questions slowly since some of them look hard but are literally common sense. Yeah, a lot of these questions as well, like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or, like, if they're easy. Like, I remember, like, I at least thought they'd be harder, but I guess maybe I'm learning the math? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not supposed to check chat right now, so I'm on at a different time. Always draw geometry questions? Yeah, I drew out my... Can you see? I don't know if you can see it well. Oh, it's way too... There we go. I drew out my triangles here. M is mostly always meaning slope. But yeah, but there it said that M is a constant. Number 12, if you look at it, it's just like adding terms. 14 is equation building, same for 15. We got Claude AI in the chat. No, Cat's like, you're chilling. This is good. This is good. Especially for anyone watching the VOD back and they want to figure out answers, you're helpful here. Systems equation, it's way faster and more useful for the future for more combination substitution. For module, you're rushing a bit due to being scared of time. The SAT gives you more than enough time to check over your answers for at least module 1. Okay. The thing is, like, I got a horror story from, like, my girlfriend did a practice yesterday, and she had to, like, she was guessing, she's a math major, by the way, and she was guessing questions for the last couple bit of it. Like, the last 3 questions, she just ran out of time. So I think maybe module 2 is the only one that's the issue. Yeah, I might have been rushing a bit too much. Good to know that I can take a little more time on this one. When I flag questions, write it down on paper why I flagged it. Oh, that's good. I should do that in the future. Buddy doesn't know the y-intercept form. Oh. Am I supposed to know? But that's an x-intercept, not y-intercept. Oh, y-intercept form, like y equals mx plus b. I know y-intercept form. Slope is constant, that's right. Yo, it's not cheating. I literally am not using this for, I'm not checking my answers anymore. We're done. I'm not checking my answers. For them, we're chilling. You want to tell me what you get on the other tests? I've taken 2, I've never taken any practice. This is my first practice SAT. My 2 PSATs, I got a 1360 and a 1300. So only downhill from here. But, not amazing scores. Especially 1300 was lower than my school's average. My school's average was 1310, and I got 1300, but oh well. Some of the math questions are literally bad. Like, just like the last 3 sometimes only have variables. That's annoying. Okay, well, I'll be prepared for that. And you need a number. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm done looking at chat. I'm back. Nobody took it twice. I'm required to take it twice. My school requires us to take it in March of our sophomore year and October of our junior year. So I took 1 PSAT 10 and 1 PSAT 11. That wasn't on me. That was my school. Also, the test I'm taking now, this test next week, is school mandatory. I also signed up for the June SAT, which is going to be the first time I, like, willingly signed up for a college board exam. Outside of, like, APs and the SATs my school requires. I should probably do another practice test. My score is not too great. Alex, what'd you get? Put it in the chat. I'm putting you on blast right here, right now. What'd you get? I also want to go back to the tests, because I want, like, this isn't, like, the most, like, test environment. I'll take another practice test another time, but I do want to keep it somewhat as it would be during the actual exam. Alex, tell me. I want to go back to testing. What did you get on your exam? I want to know what you got. 1,400 on your SAT. Was it a practice SAT or a PSAT? Because like, for a PSAT is out of 1,520 and a practice SAT is out of 1,600. So I don't know what Bone Small is so locked. Yeah, I'm assuming he has like infinite aura and scores. Practice SAT. Okay, I'm pretty sure the score that I got on my PSAT translates to like a 1380 SAT. So you're ahead of me technically. I mean, we'll see what I get now. I'll get results in a little bit, but Abdul, good luck and thank you, and good luck to you as well. I'm going back. Good segue. I'm not looking at chat anymore. Chat's off my screen. Okay. Take one sip. Bite of my Chipotle burrito that I almost finished eating, then didn't finish and started to stream. Now I can take a bite. I love Chipotle. Let me finish the bite first now. Still not looking at chat. I don't know what you're saying. You could say Chipotle sucks and I wouldn't even know. And you'd be wrong, but it's taking longer to chew than I thought. Okay, there we go. Now another sip. That was a bad idea. That's why I don't eat on stream. Okay, and we're off. Part 2. This part is harder, so I need to get quick into it. Okay, here we go. 55 students in a Spanish club. A sample of the Spanish club students were selected at random and asked whether they intended to enroll in a new study program. Of those surveyed, 20% responded they intended to enroll in the study program. Based on the survey, which of the following is the best estimate total number of Spanish club students who intended to enroll in the study program? Does that literally just mean 55 times 0.2? Because that's 11. This feels too easy, but I'm going to move on. A machine makes large boxes or smaller boxes, one at a time, for a total of 700 minutes a day. It takes the machine 10 minutes to make a large box, or 5 minutes to make a small box, which represents the possible number of large boxes, x, so we need 10x, and small boxes, y, 5y. Light. Scatter plot shows a relationship between two variables, x and y. A line of best fit is also shown, which of the following represents the line of best fit shown below. Okay, we got, I mean, this is basically like 1. It's not exactly 1. It's more like, well, hold on. First of all, it starts with plus 13.5, so it's not negative. And it's, oh, I don't even have to, I thought it was going to ask me like a very intricate, like 0.8 or 0.9, but it's 0.8, and it's negative. Yes. Okay. I thought it'd be harder. Is this the SAT? The point with coordinates D4 lies below. What is the value of D? 4 here, 3.5. No? Okay. Is it not 3.5? Well, I guess which of these is this 3? This is 3.5. Never mind, I'm a little slow. For the quadratic function f, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding f of x. Which equation defines f? I guess I'm just going to go through these and check, because I don't want to do all that work. Whatever it is, it's plus 14, which is all of them. Great. So 3, negative 1 squared, plus 3 to the negative 1, plus 14. That equals 14. So not right. What about this one? 9, or sorry, 5, negative 1 squared, plus negative 1 plus 14 equals 18, so it's not that one either. I don't know if this is a faster method or this is the fastest way to go about it. 9 negative 1 to the power of 2 minus negative 1 plus 14 equals 24. So I really hope that this is right, or I've been doing it wrong. Negative 1 squared plus 5 times negative 1 plus 14, please be 10. Oh my god, it is. Thank goodness. The function f is defined by f of x equals x plus 15 over 5 and f of a equals 10, where a is a constant. What is the value of a? Oh, where does this equal 10? This needs to equal 50 up top, so it's going to be 35. Well, yeah, because this is where x needs to equal 35. Yeah, there we go. The figure lines m and n are parallel if x equals 6x plus 13 and y equals 8x minus 29. What is the value of z? So these two need to be equal, basically. So let me write this out. Sorry if I hit the microphone loudly. 6k plus 13 equals 8k minus 29. So then 8k equals 13 plus 29, 42, which means that k equals, what's going to be a decimal, 8.4. No, 42 divided by 8, not divided by 5. 5.25. Okay, so k equals 5.25, which means that x is that times 6, which is 31.5, plus 13, which is 44.5, which means that z is 44.5, or 180 minus 44.5, which is 135.5, which is not an answer. What did I do wrong? X and y are equal. So it is 6k plus 13 equals 8k minus 29, which I did right. Oh, because it's 2k equals 42, not 42k. So k equals 21, which makes more sense. Does it make more sense? It does make more sense. Because then x equals 6k, so 21 times 6 is 126, plus 13, so then it's 139. So 180 minus 139 equals 41. 41 is the answer. That makes way more sense than what I originally had. Line P is defined by 2y plus 18x equals 9. Line R is perpendicular to line P in the xy plane. What is the slope of line R? Okay, so I'll put it y equals x format. So I have 2y equals negative 18x plus 9, which means that y equals negative 9x plus 4.5. And then perpendicular just means that the slope is not negative. That's not true. It means that it's not negative and flipped, so it's 1/9, right? Because if it's negative 9, then you switch the sign so it's positive, then you flip it so it's 1/9. So I'm fairly certain it's 1/9. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Again, it's geometry. A sample of oak has a density of 807 kilograms per cubic meter. The sample is in the shape of a cube, which each edge is a length of 0.9 meters. So here's one number. What is the mass in kilograms of this sample? Is there a reference of how to do mass? There's the volume. Oh, per cubic meter. So it's 0. So okay. So I know it. So it's 0.9 cubed. So let's see. 0.9 to the power. No. To the power of 3, which is 0.729. That is the cubic meters. So that times 807 equals 588 cubic It's like 0.303, but it's the nearest whole number, so that sounds right. The function p models the population in thousands of a certain city t years after 2005. According to the model, the population is predicted to increase by n% every 18 months. What is the value of n? 4/6 times t means 2/3 t. What does that mean for the equation? What? Well, what I should start by doing is doing 1.04 to the power of 2/3. So then I get like 1.02 something. And that I need to... What? Hold on, sorry. The music cut out. There we go. That should fix it. Okay, I'm a little confused here. Shoot. Increase by n% every 18 months. And it increases by 0.04%. Or it increases by 4% for 4/6 times years. So this needs to turn into times so it should be 1.04 to the power of 6/4, and then, or like 3/2, then another 3/2. So 3 divided by 2, and then I'll do that again. So answer to the power of another 3 divided by 2. But then I get 9%, and that's not right. So shoot. So first of all, the answer more or less than 4, because it says 4 originally, but this is for 2/3 years, and it's for 18 months. So it's going to be a bigger number than 4. So it has to be 6. I think. I'm going to put 6, I'm not confident about it. So I'm going to mark it, but move on. In the given equation, k and n are constants, and n is greater. Okay, I need to shake that off because that was bad, but okay. Focus back up. Okay. In the given equation, k and n are constants, and n is greater than 1. And the equation has no solutions. What is the value of k? It has no solutions. How does it have no solutions? How does it have no solutions again? X have to equal different numbers? I don't know. I'm gonna mark it and move on. A gift shop buys souvenirs at a wholesale price of $7 each and resells them anything at a retail price that is 290% of the wholesale price. At the end of the season, any remaining souvenirs are marked at a discounted price that is 80% off of the recounted price. What is the discounted price of the remaining souvenirs? So it's 7 times 2.9, and then times 0.2, because it's 80% off. So I should get $4.06. Right? Because it's 7, and then it's 290%. So it's times 2.9. And then I get 20.3. And then it's 80% off, so I do 0.2, so it's 4.06. I'm fairly certain about that. In the given equation, c is a constant. The equation has no real solutions if c is greater than n. The equation has no real solutions if c is greater than n. What is the least possible value of n? I don't know how to do this. Because can't x be anything? Because it's quadratic, you're saying. So if I just do x squared minus 34x equals 0. Why is it so skinny? Oh, because it's like this. What the hell? Why is it going down so much? Is it infinite? No, it's not infinite. Why is it infinite? What the hell? Because I have to do plus C. And C is a slider that I can just slide around. Plus like 2. Did that fix it? Why is it doing that? X squared minus 34x equals 0. Why does it go infinitely? Oh, I don't know how to use Desmos. Review. Next. I don't like the amount that I'm reviewing already. What am I on? 14. Data set A consists of the... Oh, I feel bad. I don't like that I don't feel good now. Dataset A consists of the heights of 75 buildings as a mean of 32 meters. Dataset B consists of the heights of 50 buildings as a mean of 62 meters. Dataset C consists of the heights of 125 buildings of datasets A and B. Dataset A consists of the heights of 75 buildings, has a mean of 32 meters. Dataset B consists of the heights of 50 buildings, has a mean of 52 meters. Dataset C consists of the heights of 125 buildings from datasets A and B. What is the mean in meters of dataset C? Interesting. So it's 125, and 75 of them average up to 32, and 50 average up to 65. What is that in percentages? Huh. This feels so doable. Oh, you know what it is? You do 75 times 32. Then you do 50 times 62. Then you add up those numbers, so it's 240 plus 3100. Then you divide by 125, and you get 44. So the answer is 44. Yeah. That looks right to me. The expression for x squared plus bx minus 45, where b is a constant, can be rewritten as hx plus k, x plus j, where h, k, and j are integer constants. Which of the following must be an integer? I don't know. Dude, am I fried? Am I like bad at math? Am I able to fail this SAT because I don't know these questions? Oh my god, the first 9 were so easy. In a given system of equations, A is a positive constant. The system has exactly one distinct real solution. What is the value of A? That should be fine because x squared plus 8x plus A, not 5, plus A equals negative 1.5. So then you get A equals negative 1.5 minus x squared minus 8x. I don't think that's how you go about it. I don't think you just swap that. I think you do, maybe you do 8x squared plus 8x minus 1.5 plus a equals 0. And then what? Dude, this is so bad for me. Dude, this is so bad. This is so bad. I'm going to continue on as if that didn't happen and just keep going. The dot plot represents the 15 values in dataset A. Dataset B is created by adding 56 to each of the values of dataset A. Which of the following correctly compares the medians and the data ranges of set A and B? You just add 56 to all of them. The median of dataset B is equal to the median of dataset A. Currently, the median is 23. The median of dataset B is equal in the range. Well, the range remains the same. Is equal, yeah. It's just a question of does the median get greater or does the median stay the same? I could find this out. Because what you're really doing is just 61, 60, 59, 58, 57. The median of that would be 24, not 23 now. So it gets greater. So let's see. The rational function f is defined by an equation in the... Am I blocking? I just want to check OBS for blocking the answer choices. No, that's fine. Okay. The rational function f is defined by an equation in the form f of x equals a over x plus b, where a and b are constants. The partial graph of y equals fx is shown. If gx equals fx plus 4, which equation could define function g? G of x, the partial graph of y equals f of x is shown. Yeah, okay. G of x equals f of x plus 4, so you're just moving everything, or you're moving everything to the left 4. Which equation could define function g? Maybe we can just check. We move things to 4 to the left, so not that. What if we did plus 4? Does that move it to the left? What happens when it's just -5? I just find that out. 5.2. Well, actually 6 is what I need to know, because 6 is where it gives me a direct answer there. -5. That's the same. I needed to move, so no. What if I did 8 though? Go ahead and move then. Oh, it would move then. I think it's this. Let me try one more thing though. Just exactly what it told me here, just so I'm not missing anything. Okay, no. This is the answer. It just gave me the answer in Desmos, so I'm using that. In the given equation, a plus b are positive constants. The product of the solution to the given equations is CAB. The product of the solutions to the given equation, so if you multiply all the solutions, is KAB, where K is a constant. What's the value of k? Who knows what the value of k is? Who knows? Skip. The graph of x squared plus x plus y squared plus y equals 199 over 2. And x represents a circle. What is the length of the circle's radius? Again, this is Desmosable. I don't know why they still in the big 2026 are getting questions that are Desmosable. Because I'm just going to Desmos them. What's the problem? Yeah, the radius you want? Well, this here is 9.48. Oh, it's not centered. I see the problem. But that's fine, no, because I can just is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, it's the same. 4, 8, 7, 4, 9, and 4, 8, 7, 4, 9. It's really convenient. So really, you can just shift it, and then it's 9. And well, can you? You can just shift it that much that way, so it's negative 10 to. Boy, no, you can't. Okay, if you were to get rid of it twice, then it would be negative 10 to 9, which would be 19, which would be divided by 2 because it's the radius. I can't do math right now. 19 divided by 2. 9.5. But you have both of these, but you only add one of them because it's the radius. So it's 9.5 plus 0.48749. So the closest answer here is 9.987. And that's the amount they want. Yeah. I'm a little concerned though that it's just saying what's the length of the radius circle and not like what's the to the nearest like whatever. So I am rounding here, but I think it'll be okay. That looks right. This feels right in my heart and my soul. Yeah. Potentially. Okay. Two identical rectangular prisms each have a height of 90 centimeters. The base of each prism is a square. Okay. And the surface area of each prism is KCM squared. If the prisms are glued together along a square base, the resulting prism surface area of 92 over 47 KCM squared. What is the side length of each base square? Interesting. I tried finding if 92 over 47 would be something, but it's 1.957, so it's like not anything. So how would I go about doing this? The surface area is KCM squared. And the thing is, if it's base times width times height, it's 90 times x squared. So it's 90x squared is the surface area. And so what you're doing when you're gluing them together is 2 times 90x squared. But you're subtracting 2x squared? Right? Because if x is the side length, you have it squared for the thing, and you have 2 of them you're removing because of both sides. So that, and we need to find x. So that in all equals 92 over 47 KCM squared. The surface area of KCM squared. So K equals 90x squared. I'm pretty sure. So if K is just 90x squared, then we can just exchange that for 90x squared. And then I only have 6 minutes and I have like so many questions that I flagged as well. What's the next question? Just so I like know. That looks hard, but I could maybe do it if I have time, which I don't have time. Oh, I'm gonna do so bad on the math because I'm gonna guess like 5 of the 22 questions here. Yikes. So I know I need to study graphs. Graphs are something I need to study in the future. I don't know how to do this, I don't think. Because I can... do 2 times, or I guess 2 times 90x squared equals 92 over 47, 90x squared minus 2x squared. And that would then get me some number. What's 92 over that times 90? Not a real number. It's like a big long. I'm skipping it just in the case, because I'm probably going to end up guessing this, just in case I know this last question. In the xy plane, a parabola has vertices 9 at negative 14, and it intersects the x-axis at 2 points. If the equation of the parabola is written in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constants, what's the following could be the value of a plus b plus c? Let me, where'd my music go? My music did not end this fast. There's no way my music ended that fast. It's kind of crazy. Okay. It's a parabola of 9, negative 14. Intersects the x-axis at 2 points. Is it possible to like find out what this is through this? I don't know the formulas, and I don't think it's gonna be here either. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, I think I learned at some point how to do this, and I don't remember. I don't know. So, I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 22 of the second questions I didn't know, which is a third of them, which is really bad. So this I answered, so sure, whatever. This isn't a thing I just don't know, so what is the value of k? I don't know. At this point I have to guess, which is really annoying, but c is a constant. What is the least possible value of n? I don't remember, so I don't know how to do this. So unfortunately, I'm just guessing at this point, which is really sad. I'm gonna get such a low score because of this. Which one must be an integer? I feel like 45 is somewhere in here. So I'm gonna do 45 over k. Because 45 is too specific to not have. Like at this point you get into like pseudo math where you're like vibes-based guessing. So I'm gonna go over these types of questions. I'll see what I got wrong and I'll study those extra hard this next week because I have another week. So hopefully this type of situation won't happen on the actual test, but oh well. What is the value of a? Looks like it could be 14.2. Who knows? What is the value of k? A and b are positive constants. The product of the solution is k, ab, or k is a constant. K times ab is here. So, what is 19 have to do with 57? 57 divided by 19 is 3. So, I think it's 57 shows up twice. It's probably one of these two. KAB equals the solutions. So why not? Why not? This is like a really bad look. I'm good at math, guys. Trust. This is the one that I got close to figuring out. So I have some numbers written down here, but nothing that pans out to like a real answer. So I end up with like 2 equals 92 over 47 minus 2x squared. And then I can get 2x squared plus 2 equals that number. Which is what again? What's, how much? I have a minute left. 92 divided by 47? Yeah. It's like 1.9 something. And then, shoot, like divide it by 2 and then square root it. Whatever. This is so sad. But good thing I did this, because now I'll know. Now I'll know for the future. This I didn't know at all. A plus B plus C might be 9 plus negative 14, which is some number, plus C, negative 19 calls out to me. Alright, that is that. Chat, that was such a bad ending. Chat, that was such a bad ending. Okay. He doesn't know Desmos, but yes, it makes it so much easier. Okay, should I learn how to use Desmos in the future? How would I, like, what do I need to learn, Cat's Lucky? Like, what is there, to do in the future? I believe that I have my score here to view, I believe. The confetti stopped going, but... Oh, should I guess over under? Okay. Or is that a thing you're telling me to learn? But my guess for this is I got 13:20. What time is it even? It's 10:33 p.m. My guess is I got a 13:20. Okay, sorry. Can you see what I'm looking at? You can't. I have to go to the actual college board to do it, so I'm gonna go to this. Control, and then I'm gonna go to Google. Here. It does not like. It doesn't let me copy paste. So mypractice.cb.org. Mypractice.cb.org. And now I'm gonna go screen share it on here. Peep the score. Dude, you got so much better than that. At least 1450. You had way more time than the second module. Yes, some of the questions were plug and chug with Desmos. Bro, who knows? Anyway. On to Google, which is here. I need to go to this one. Okay, my guess is 1320-ish. Alex is saying I got at least 1450, which I very much doubt. Especially because of how the math went at the end. But mypractice.cb.org. I need to sign in, so give me a moment, actually. I want to sign in here. 1 second. Putting in all my passwords that you guys would love to see. Okay, now we're in, so I can go back. What did I get? Is this it? Okay, 1300. The exact same thing I got on my PSAT. But this is out of 1600, so it's like worse. Ugh. Shoot. I thought I did better on the reading writing. Okay. I saw that MLK argument essay. Is that AP Lang? Yeah. Wait, what is that? Where did you see that? Where did you see how that I have that? Okay. Information and ideas was good except for 2 things. I got full things for expression of ideas and all that. Okay. Wait, I did kind of good on the English. What messed me up? Why is my score? My scores don't look that bad. So why did I get a 1300? Okay. Let's start reviewing. This was the fruitless one. Okay. Haphazard. Okay, so I knew it was either A or D, but choice D is incorrect. Or other than the definition is fruitless or unsuccessful outcome. This was indeed the problem, so it was chaotic. Haphazard just means lack of plan or order. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Let me make sure I'm checking with chat as well. I can check chat. Are you taking this in March? Yeah, I'm taking this next week. So before next week's stream will be like the day that I do it. So yeah, very very soon. I have a week. Basically. Okay, so I got that wrong. This is all right. This is all right. What is this? Novel. The answer was innocuous. Okay, this I just didn't know the word. What does innocuous mean? Hold up. There we go. Means mild or unharmful. Okay, well, good to know. Innocuous means mild or unharmful. Here is where the answers start getting bad. I selected A. The answer is D. Aspect of the maple tree. The woman, but women evaluate. Such a weird way to phrase that. Okay. I selected summarize the ideas of the team's results. So explain part of the methodology used, I guess. This is the first information and ideas that I got wrong. I selected D. This is the one that I was confused about. This one I knew I probably got wrong. Wholly wrong answers. Okay, I get that I got a lot wrong here. Okay, I see where I started getting stuff wrong. What does this mean? Minus 56. Incorrect. Oh, because this is math now. Okay, back to... Okay, we're on math now. This is alright. Up to here. What? I should have taken more time, because that was one that I probably rushed. Okay, that's annoying, because I know how to do that. This... Okay. $6.55. That I was not close to getting. I was between another 2 something. So that's a very strange answer for me to get. Yo, how'd you do? I got 1,300. So not great. On your overview screen, that shows you this knowledge and skills. What does that mean? Like this thing? This what you're talking about? Because I saw this. This just isn't helpful, so I don't know what this means. Yeah, Alex, I don't know. I thought I did bad. I didn't know I did that bad, but I knew I did bad. Like, that's not... What test did I do? Is that what you asked? Yeah. I did test the first option it gave me. Test number 4. Yeah, practice 4. Ten incorrect answers. On the math, I got 11 incorrect answers. The end, I'm certain, was really bad because I started guessing at the end. Yeah. Straight guessing here. $1,300, man. Hello? Okay. Hey. What was I? Huh? Hello? Yeah. Alright. That was my SAT for today. There's a section above for all... Yeah, that. Okay, yeah. If I go to Practice Khan Academy, does it show me, what's it called? Does it show me only the specific questions that I need? Damn. 1280 to 1460. Because 1280 is basically what I got. Okay. So you're telling me I just go here and it reviews every question. Okay. So I will do that in my own free time then. Alright. Well, that was the SAT that is a practice. Thank y'all for sticking around. I will still be doing a Wordle and a Pips tonight to wrap up. Maybe that'll help improve my score. Okay, let me move the timer out of the way. Hold up. Cat's Lucky, you seem to know a lot. Have you taken an SAT yet? Did you get a score yet? I want to know what you got. What did you get? The hard peps is genuinely hard today. That's not fun. Low views were good on this stream. Yeah, views are always good on like national tests. Like these were also like, especially because like people don't take the SAT at a specific day, so there's less views. But when there's going to be when I do my APs, like, oh my god, the views I'm gonna get. Like when I did my AP World stream last year, the night before the AP World exam, I got 4,000 views, which was crazy. I've taken a bunch of the practices, but not the actual thing yet. Cat's Lucky for 700. How's the 1560? That's crazy. Hi, Perfect Takeoff. How you doing tonight? I saw you in the chat earlier, but I think you left before I got to say hi to you. You should do practice 6 if you're gonna do another. Chat, should I do another? Do I have time to do another? Yeah, the night before the SAT, I could do a practice. Wouldn't be the worst idea. Chat, should I do a Tuesday stream, March 17th, the night before the SAT? I think I could do that. Pay for takeoff. I mean, my end goal, like, in general for an SAT is a 1500. Like, I don't know if I'll get, like, I don't know if it's possible for me to get a 1500, but, like, all the colleges I want to go to are, like, 1500 plus. Or, like, my reach schools are 1500 plus. So, you know. You have a week left or so. You can practice individual questions from one prep. It's really, really helpful. Yeah, what I'm going to do right now, or not now, but like tomorrow and in the future, is look over the questions I got wrong to see like what type of questions I get wrong, because I think that's the best I can do. Okay with Desmos and learning math type questions. Low-key add 100 points to your math section. Not kidding. What do you mean? Like, learning, like, you're saying I should learn Desmos. What do I need to learn? Like, what did I not do? Because I don't know, like, I don't know what I don't know. Started with a 1410, ended up with a 1520. Damn, pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to do 3 at time. I mean, I'll do 3 times if I have to. I'm definitely doing the one in March. I signed up for the one in June, early June. And then I might do one, like, if I need to, I'll do one in, like, August, September. I'd hope not to. I despise standardized tests, and I'm not going to such sweaty school, so I don't care about my score. Yeah, but I want to go to a sweaty school. So. Would save you like 15 minutes on module 2 so you can think about the questions you guessed on. But what do I need to know, Cat's Lucky? Like, what did I not use Desmos for that I should have? Good to get them done early. Yeah. There are really, really helpful shortcuts you can learn Desmos, like learning Desmos regression. What's that? Finding all solve. Let me just pull this up. What is that? Like, if I go to Desmos, can y'all show me? What does that mean? You don't know Desmos regression? Literally a method. What does it mean? I'm on Desmos. Now what? Type in something. Shortcuts, regressions, those variables in your graphs. Just see here. Someone tell me what a regression is. Help. I'm pretty sure Daniel's typing, because Daniel's said type in, and I'm assuming there's like a second part of that thought. I mean, you're saying it's like this thing. It's hard to explain on chat. Should I search up a video? Would that help? You're telling me to put in this thing. What does this do? 5. Nice. I don't know what this does. Okay, I'm gonna watch a video. Chat, we're watching a video. I should turn off the music that I have on. Well. Anyway. Oh, I have a thing. How to do regressions on Desmos.
Video tutorial on using regressions in Desmos. Before we dive into creating a regression, we'll need some data. You can easily copy and paste data into an expression line to create a table. Once your data is in, Desmos will automatically adjust the graph window to fit. To create a regression, click the Add Regression icon to the left of your expression, or open the Options menu next to your Y variable and select Add Regression, located at the bottom of the menu. This will instantly add a linear regression below your table. You'll see an equation with coefficients specifically calculated to best fit your data, as well as measures of correlation. In this case, the line of best fit has a slope of 0.6942 and a y-intercept of 10.29. There's also an option to plot the residuals.
And there were is this what you were talking about? And there were like questions that asked for like slope or whatever. I see.
Vertical distance between our data points and the model. By clicking Zoom Fit, we can get a better view of our residuals and observe that the points in the middle of our data set are higher than the calculated regression line, and the outside points are lower.
This video isn't really.
You can then use the Zoom Fit icon in the bottom left of the expression line to automatically adjust the graph settings back to best display our data.
Watch the first or second video, like the ones that popped up. Like you're telling me one of these two? Is this a good video? This has 2 million views. Should I learn this? Should I just like I'm not gonna watch the whole thing on. I'm not gonna react to this video. First video is what you search. You should watch one of those. Should I watch one or both? Is it repetitive or should I watch both? I'll do this in my own time. I don't think it's worth watching it now. But should I watch both or just one? Watch the SAT gamified one that has Minecraft on it. One is fine. It's helpful. I've seen. Yeah, it's good. What is this channel? Does this channel only do SAT stuff in Minecraft? That's really funny. Okay. So, you're telling me that I need to just watch a ton of this guy and then do, what's it called? Khan Academy. That's what I'm learning here today. That channel is very good for you personally. When you watch it, pull up Desmos and do it with it. Okay. Learn SAT math is good from Alex Brizzy. Is that the other guy? Or, sorry. Here. Both. Okay. That's the other guy. He only has 5 videos. And 2 of them have over 1 million views. Okay. Interesting. Got you. Okay, great. Thanks for the tips, guys. I didn't know y'all were like a whole bunch of SAT goats over here. He has only math stuff, which is more specific. Okay. And it's still applicable, because I know these videos all came out like a year or 2 ago, but they're all still applicable. Pretty convenient if they are. Alright, thanks for the help, y'all. Hi, Vinny. Welcome back to the stream. Let's chill out for a bit. Let's play some freaking Wordle. Alright, Wordle as always. Is this way too loud? I think it's way too loud. We're starting off as always with a whale, but then we're really quickly going to turn that into a tonic. And last but not least, gotta throw in the drugs. Interesting. Teddy bear? Woo! Nice. And straight to the pips. I heard the hard pips is hard today, but starting off with the easy. We got a 5. There's 2 5s, but there's also 2 5s. But the 3 and the 6 both work. But I think it's going to be the 3 so that we are able to do the 6 6. Because then we can do. This would be 9. So we can do a 2 and a 4. No, this doesn't work. So it's probably not that. It's probably the other 5. So that means this has to be 4 4, which means this has to split a 5. So we can do that and that, and then the 3 and the 6 makes a 9, and that is the easy. Moving on to the medium. Less than 1 is a 0, and it has to go with the 1 here because this has to be 10, which will be a 5 and a 5. And then we got less than 2, which can only be this. Now these two have to combine to equal 8, but this has to be a 3. There's 2 3s left, but there's no 6s. There's no 6s at all, actually. And my freaking mouse stopped moving. Hello? No! My mouse stopped moving. What if I just turn it off so that I can let it in? There we go. Fixed it. The 3 has to go with a 5 here, so they can continue with a 5 here, which means this has to be a 4, and it's going to be a 4 2, so we can put a 3 there. There we go. Now, people were telling me that the hard is actually hard today. Ghoul. Cool. Right. Which is actually difficult. That's fun. Okay. These have to be 0. There's no 0 that are equal. So I need a 0 5. This has to be right. Starting off, this has to be right. Nothing I can do about it. Furthermore, this also has to be right. Nothing I can do about it. This now has to be 6 6. Nice. Now this could either be a 0 or a 1 or a 2. No, a 0 or a 1. There's many options, so we'll move on. This is a 6. So it's going to be a 6 there and 6 there. How many 6s are left? There's 3 6s. So I'm going to put 6 4. And it has to be greater than 0. So here's going to go to 6 5. And that could change. Because, no, it actually it has to be that right now. Because it has to fit a 5 there. And so we're going to find a 5 for that matches with something else. What's left that's like equal here? 5s. But that's not helpful. What else? 1s. Is there a 5 and a 1? There is a 5 and a 1. Convenient. That's most of that done. Now, back to here. Could still be a 0 or a 1. We'll leave it. This has to be a 3. Followed by not a 1 or a 0. Could be a 4. It can't be a 4 because that's 6, so that means it has to be this. Which means the next 5 is probably this, because I don't want to waste my 5 5. Especially given that that's going to be the answer here. And so then 3 4 is going to equal the 7 we need. Which means that now there's still 2 options left here, which is funny. But it's going to end up being the 0 0 is working out, meaning the 1 goes there. And that was the hard. That's supposed to be actually hard. Solved in 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. And they said it was going to be hard. And they said it was going to be hard. That felt good. I was feeling pretty, I don't know if you could tell, I was feeling pretty down after the SAT result. That just brought me up. Like, who needs to be academically smart when you can be good at pips? All you need to be is good at pips. That's all you need in life. Prepare for takeoff. What'd you get? 1520. Damn. Wow. What reading math split you guys had? You guys were much better, or not much better, but you guys were typically better at math here. I barely finished Module 2 of reading. I'm just slow. Module 2 reading sometimes gets nerve-wracking. What does the equal sign mean? Oh. The equal sign for pips just means... Alright, it's too late. The equal sign for pips just means that everything in there has to be the same. Like, if there's an equal sign, then all 3 of them have to be 0. Or all 3 of them have to be 2, or whatever. But Daniel explained that, so we're chilling. All right, that was a productive stream. I do have homework to do tonight, which I will not do on stream because this was purely SAT. I want to leave that for anybody who wants to watch the VOD. They're not going to get bogged down by me doing some random homework. And also, it's nice to have like a shorter stream every once in a while. But this felt productive. I felt pretty good about this. My score is not exactly what I would have wanted, but we did not do terrible. I did what I did. I did what I did, and it did what was done. And that is the best way to phrase what happened. Also, don't worry about scoring below your standards. Think you did bad comparing yourself to others. Especially much of your to doesn't matter. Yeah, that's true. None of it will matter in just a little bit. To my eye again. Remember my eye was like tweaking out in the middle of the English thing? It's tweaking out again now. It's actually so bad. It's been hurting all day. Anyway, thank you for the kind words, Daniel. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, like, it does pretty directly dictate the college I get into. Or not directly, obviously. There's many other things that matter. But, it does play a factor. Like of the stream game. Thanks, Cat's Lucky. I also typically have, when I do my studying, I have this in frame. This hasn't been in frame all day. So, in case you want to. I didn't say it, the sign did. And I've heard that you have to follow what the sign says, so. I don't make the rules, I only enforce them. Okay, so I'm going to be spending the next week doing the Khan Academy. I'm going to watch the videos you guys recommended. I'm glad I did the stream, because now I have all these videos and all these sources to use, as well as the Princeton Review book that I'm going to be looking more at. So this is very helpful. And then from there, I've been convinced. I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll make a community note about if I do the March 17th or not. I'm pretty 50-50 if I do a test the night before. I'll talk to my friends, see what they think, but there is a chance I'll do another practice test the night before, March 17th. And with that, I have nothing left to add. I'll see you in Do you not have it the 14th? No, I have it, the 18th. It's an in-school thing. Yeah. You have the SAT, you're not going, yeah. I'm going to the debate tournament this weekend, Alex. I'm going to the NYPDL March Online. And then it's a school test. So I'm skipping school that day. And the school is mandating us to take that test. If you start AP studying yet, I haven't bought the Princeton Review books yet, but I've started reviewing old units. I start more in April. Because last year I started in April and I did fine. I got 4s on both. So maybe I'll spend a little more time, but I'll definitely start buying the review books now and start studying when I get there. But we got a little bit more time before we have to start. We will definitely be starting soon. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys definitely in a week. There's a chance I'll see you in 6 days as well for another test. Your cooked physics C, you gotta start studying too. Yeah, I'm doing a physics state exam without the AP, so good luck with that. Good night, Prepare for Takeoff. Thanks for being here. Cat's Lucky, thanks for hanging out. Alex, thanks for hanging out. Thank you to all those who are always typically here, as well as new people. Daniel, you're new. Welcome to the stream. Vinny as well. Vinny from school. Thanks y'all for sticking out, and I'll see y'all next week for the first ever, at least for me, official SAT. Same goes for Alex, and for all you guys, you can relive your nightmares. All right, good night, y'all. Have a good night. See y'all next week. Do your homework. Don't drop out of school. Study for your SAT or your APs. All right, good night.